Hello children, welcome to the YouTube channel of Velkin National School, Vasai East. This is Mrs. Mamata Bijur, your subject teacher of SST. Today I will be teaching for Standard 6th History, chapter number 11, that is Ancient India and the World. Today we will cover in this chapter about the India and the countries of the West, India and other countries in the Asia. India and the countries of the West. People of the Harappan civilization had developed trade relation with the countries of the West. Ever since then, India has had economic and cultural exchange with the outside world. Buddhism had spread to Afghanistan and to many countries of Central Asia. During the period of the Iranian Empire, India's contact with the Western world increased. The Greek historian of that period grew more curious about India. Their writing introduced India to the Western world. The routes which were later used by the Alexander were opened for trade between India and the countries of the West. Under the influence of the Greek art of sculpture, a new form of art emerged in India during the Kushana period. It is called Gandhara School of Art. In the Gandhar art school, image of Gautam Buddha were mainly carved, as these images were mostly found in the Gandhara region of Afghanistan. The style is called the Gandhara style. Now they have given the picture of a statue of Gautama Buddha in a museum that is in Paris in the Gandhara style. In this paragraph, they have explained that people from the Harappan civilization, the trade relation got increased between many countries of the West. This got spread in economic and cultural exchanges with the outside world. Now Buddhism spread to Afghanistan in many countries and India made contact with the Western world. So the Greek writings introduced in India to the Western world, their roots were later used by Alexander and the trade got opened between India and the countries of the West. Now the Greek art of the sculpture emerged in India during the Kushana period and it is called the Gandhara School of Arts. In this school, the image of Gautama Buddha were carved and these images were found in Gandhara region of Afghanistan and the style is called that Gandhara style. The facial features of the statue made in this style are similar to those of Greek people. The earlier coins that were minted in India were also like Greek coins. Now they have given the picture a sculpture in the Gandhara style on a stupa at a Hadda in Afghanistan, Greek costumes, amphora and musical instruments. Around the 1st or 2nd century CE, trade between India and Rome flourished. The port in South India also had a large share in this trade. Some articles made of bronze were found in the excavation at Kolhapur. They have been made in the Rome. The excavation of Arikamedu in Tamil Nadu have also brought to light many articles made in Rome. Both these places were important centers of trade between India and Rome. Many such trade centers are mentioned in the literature of those times. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that the facial features of these statue are similar to those of Greek people. Now, the coin minted in India were also the Greek coins. Now, in the first and the second century, trade between India and Rome got spread, and the article of the bronze were found in excavation. Now, many articles were made in Rome. So, the Kolhapur and Arikamedu, these both places were important center of trade between India and Rome. This is the picture of the gold coin of Roman Emperor Augustus found at Arikamedu. Alexander was an important port in Egypt. The Arab merchant carried Indian goods up to the Alexandria. From there they were sent to the countries in Europe. Besides Indian goods, the Arabs also conveyed Indian philosophy and science to Europe. The concept of zero is one of the India's major contribution to the world. It was the Arabs who introduced this Indian concept to Europe. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that Alexandria is an important port in Egypt. Arab merchant used to carry Indian goods up to the Alexandria. Now, they also sent to the countries to the Europe, and Arab also conveyed Indian philosophy and science to Europe. Now, the concept of zero is an Indian major contribution to the world. India and other countries in Asia. Many countries in Asia were greatly influenced by the Indian culture of those times. Sri Lanka. King Ashoka had sent his son Mahendra and the daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. Their names are mentioned in the Buddhist text, that is Mahavamsa, written in Sri Lanka. Sangamitra carried a branch. Now they have given the picture of the wall painting in the Srigriya caves of Bodhi tree with her. The Sri Lankan tradition believed that the Bodhi tree at Anuradhapur in Sri Lanka has grown from the same branch. There was a great demand in India for the Sri Lankan pearls and other precious stones. In the 5th century CE, King Kashyap had caves dug out a place called Srigriya. Now, the wall painting in these caves bear a resemblance to the paintings in the Ajanta caves. Now, the Sri Lankan Buddhist work Dipavamsa and Mahavamsa provide information about the close relation between India and Sri Lanka. They are written in the Pali language. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that many countries in Asia were influenced by Indian culture. To spread Buddhism, King Ashoka sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to the Sri Lanka. Now, in Buddhist text, the names are mentioned as Mahavamsa. Now, his daughter carried Bodhi tree with her. Now, in Sri Lankan tradition, they believed that Bodhi tree at Anuradhapur in Sri Lanka is grown from the same branch. So, a great demand was there India of Sri Lankan pearls and precious stone. Then King Kashyap had caves dug out of a place called Srigriya. Now, Dipavamsa and Mahavamsa, which provide the information about the close relation between India and Sri Lanka. China and other countries. Right from the ancient time, India and China had established trade and cultural relation. Emperor Harshvardhan had even sent an ambassador to the Chinese court. Chinese silk was known as Chinnashuka and was in great demand in India. Merchants in ancient India supplied Chinese silk to the Western countries. The land route by which the silk trade was carried on was called the Silk Route. Some ancient places in India were connected to this route. Nalasopara near Mumbai in Maharashtra was one such place. The Chinese Buddhist bhikkhus Fa-Yuen and Yongchong also came to India through this Silk Route. In the 1st century CE, the Ming Emperor of China invited the Buddhist bhikkhus Dharmashaka and Kashyata Matanga to China. The bhikkhus translated many Indian Buddhist texts into the Chinese language. This gave impetus to the spread of Buddhism in China. Later on, Buddhism also reached Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that both the countries established trade and cultural relation. Now, China's silk was known as the Chinasuka and was in great demand in India. Now, the merchants of India supplied Chinese silk to the Western countries. The land route which they used for the silk trade is called Silk Route. Now, Nalasopara near Mumbai in Maharashtra was one such place. So, the Chinese Buddhist Yongchong came to India through this Silk Route, and the bhikkhus translated Indian Buddhist text into the Chinese language. Countries in the Southeast Asia. The ancient kingdom of Funan in Cambodia was established in the 1st century CE. Evidence is available from Chinese tradition that an Indian named Kondanya established it. People of Funan knew the Sanskrit language. A stone inscription of that period is still in existence. It is in Sanskrit. In many other countries of Southeast Asia, two small kingdoms established by people of Indian origin had emerged. These kingdoms helped to spread Indian culture in Southeast Asia. Indian culture had a deep impact on the art and cultural life of Southeast Asia. Dance dramas based on stories from the two Indian epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata, are popular in Indonesia even today. This influence continued to increase over the years. In the ancient period, the Buddhist religion spread to Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia, etc. In the later years, temples of Lord Shiva and Vishnu were also built there. This year, we have reviewed Indian history from 3000 BCE to the 8th century CE. Next year, we will study the history of India from the 9th century CE to the 18th century CE. The history of this period is known as medieval history. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that Funan in Funan in Cambodia was established in 1st century, and the people from Funan knew the Sanskrit language. Many stones were inscribed in those times, and it is still in existence, and this was written in Sanskrit. Many countries of Southeast Asia, small kingdom was established by the people of Indian origin, and they got immersed into that. Now, in Southeast Asia, the Indian culture was famous of arts and cultural life. So, Ramayana and Mahabharata are the stories based on Indian epics. Mahabharata is still popular in the Indonesia. So, the Buddhist religion got spread in Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia, and then the Lord Shiva Vishnu temple was also built. So, this was all about the chapter. So, students, we have completed this chapter. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Bye students, take care and have a nice day.